Chapter 3 and 4, Aligning the Design. In what ways can you relate to the opening anecdote in this chapter? What is the difference between doing data and real data analysis? Every teacher has done data, STAR reports, unit assessment reports, ACT Aspire reports. Doing data is putting the data into a format to be presented. We usually do this because we're told. We may have to present it to the principal or our team members. The real data analysis is where you use the data to see relationships, trends, weaknesses, or strengths. And in a real data analysis, you based on what you find, you reflect that in your future instruction. So a real data analysis is where you implement what you found from looking at the data. What kind of data do you review on a regular basis? Make a list of available data sources and another list of data you would like to have but you don't currently see or use. So on a regular basis, I use STAR Math, I use STAR Reading, I use our unit assessment data, and then I also use the ACT Aspire data. Data resources that I have are the ACT Aspire website, our Renaissance website, that's where the STAR scores come from, Triand, and then the current test grades that the students have. And then the data that I wish that I had would be how many students actually study at home and how many parents have a specific homework time set aside after school for students to study. I would really like to know how many students are looking at the content outside of school hours. Describe the state of the schools report outlined in this chapter. What is its purpose, and in what ways do you see this as a useful tool? So first of all, what is the state of schools report? It's a portfolio containing pertinent data that help educators and administrators have a greater understanding of the teaching and learning initiatives and the student achievement measures in the district. The purpose is that it provides an in-depth understanding of the current status of the school. It provides a model for future principals, and it also strengthens the bond between central office and principals because it shows the principals that the central office is also willing to crunch data. It's a useful tool because the data provides the teachers with the context of the information and it helps them analyze and interpret the results. And it's also a useful tool because it makes sure that everyone's on the same page from the central office all the way down to the teachers. What is the relationship between the State of Schools report and the school portfolio? How are these two documents aligned? So first of all, both are portfolios. They both include student achievement measures. The State of School report is used to create the school portfolio. So the State of Schools report is made by the central office and the school portfolio is made by the principals. So the principals use the information from the State of Schools report to create the school portfolio. And then also the State of Schools report is a model for the school portfolio. Have you ever been part of a data dog and pony show? And then what benefits and liabilities do you see from this one-time presentation? As far as I know, I have not been part of a dog and pony show, but I do know coworkers who have. And then one of the benefits is that the people presenting have enough time to make their contribution look great. Since they only have to do it once a year, they have so much time to make sure they have exactly what the central office is looking for. And therefore, that would make the school look great. However, the liability would be if the test scores or grades are not matching the information from that one meeting, then the school could be subject to questioning either by parents or by the principals or, the teachers, whoever. Describe a data consultation. What are the roles for the district supervisor and the principal? So a data consultation is a scheduled conversation between the administrative team and the central office administrators. It's done in the fall to discuss state assessment data, and then schools' professional development plans are also reviewed during this time. The purpose is to keep the principals in the central office accountable for the processing of the data and using it for school improvement. So the principal presents the facts, the big ideas, and the action steps related to the data from the school's portfolio. Whereas the central office listens, they ask reflective questions, and they offer insight. This chapter lists 5 ways to use data to improve achievement. Which of the 5 starting points are most useful to you, and what do you need to do to make better use of the data that's available to you? So the 5 ways are: target individual students, align curriculum to standards, ensure full implementation of best practices, align classroom instruction and assessment, and then identify personnel concerns. So the most useful to a classroom teacher would be align classroom instruction and assessment. And then to make better use of the data, we need to understand that data is more than numbers on a page. That goes for everyone in the school district. They need to understand that data is more than numbers on a page. They need to recognize that the data is about serving the people, aka the students, interpreting the information, and developing and maintaining relationships with them. What happens after a data consultation, and what does the central office supervisor do, and what does the principal do? So after a data consultation, the principal uses insights from the consultation to guide their faculty into working with data to revise their school improvement and professional development efforts. So the principal could provide data days. They're definitely showing the faculty the data and how to implement the knowledge of this data into their classrooms. And then the central office administrators reflect on their consultations, they document their findings, and they prepare for supervisory walkthroughs. Also, after the meeting is over, they evaluate the principal, how prepared that he or she was, how they answered the questions that the central office had, and this data consultation can be used for an evaluation point for the principal. So my reference is the Align the Design book that we use, and that would be it. Thank you.